Let's check the Magpies team with Billy Anderson.
Well, the Magpies did cop a hiding last weekend against Canterbury, but they've made a number of changes in an effort to get back on the winners list. I particularly like the shift of Clark from wing to 5'8", and that should give them a lot more thrust around the rucks. Their full line-up for tonight is Petherbridge, Sheehan, Trevor Cogger, Javal, Drummond, Brett Clark, Fox, Neil, Bill Beeger, Ian Schubert, who's captain, Crooks, Fowler and Ellis.
Well, there it is, the Western Suburbs side, and of course for South Sydney, their major obstacle tonight is to win and thereby stay out of the clutches of Canterbury, who are trying to grapple them down out of that top three. Do you agree about that summation of the game, Graham?
I certainly do, Ray. Yeah, it's an all-important clash for South Sydney tonight. If they've got any aspirations at all about finishing in the top three at the end of the season in the semi-finals, tonight is their big one, because of course those semi-finals will then give them 2 bites at the Winfield Cup. Let's take a look at the South Sydney lineup. From fullback, Cruikshank, Ross, Baker, David Moon, Jason Moon, DeJura and Coleman are the halves. The forwards, Chisholm, Davidson, Les Davidson, Phil Gould, Rampling, Ian Roberts, their hooker and captain, Mario Fennick.
So the shoe gets us going. West running from left to right. And Jason Moon it is who comes back to a point just inside the 10-metre line. This is Chisholm, the lock. Roberts. Another of the Neil brothers, Craig, playing in number 20 tonight. That familiar red hair. Coleman, Rampling. Oh, Rampling putting a little bit of a swerve and a step into his work. 10 metres from the line. Coleman, DeJura, Baker, Cruikshank. 12 metres out from the Western Suburbs line now. Fennick. And a penalty goes to South Sydney. Now, Crooks has been called out by the referee, Harrigan. For that tackle on Fennick. South have had twice as much football. Baker's kick looks okay. Yes, it's a goal. You can always pick it with Baker. And South Sydney leading by 2 points to 0 in Tooheys Monday Night Football. It's Ellis. And the penalty goes to Wests. Well, this is a certain 2 points. And still a little bit of niggling going on. That's inspired a couple of the Rabbitohs to try and get square. Oh,
can you believe that?
Schubert has opted against a certain 2 points. And to be perfectly honest with you, I think the referee should have set a scrum right there, because Cogger appeared to knock on. But anyway, they've still got a couple of tackles left. But, oh, my goodness. Certain 2 points in front of the uprights. He might make me eat my words. Oh, dear, there was a magpie put on his back. Petherbridge it was. Now Fox has lost it. I'm looking for the touch judge. He's going in now. Well, Petherbridge, he went down as though he had been hit over the back of the head with a hammer. There it is again. Davidson was the big man in the red and green jumper. And Schubert takes the kick at goal from right in front and gets the 2 points that the Magpies should have had 3 minutes ago. 2 points all, Monday Night Football.
Well, at the present time, I think South Sydney are certainly letting the game slip from them, because they're trying to push the football. They've come up with a lot of mistakes, a lot of penalties they're giving away. And if you allow a side like Western Suburbs to have a sniff of victory close to half-time, they're going to come out charging.
Here's Clark running off a Croc special. They won't catch him. Little Brett Clark, he's got the number 2 on, but he's playing 5'8", and he's in to score. Oh, that was a good ball given to him by Lee Crooks. The big Englishman, he stood there like some of the great English footballers of years gone by. Every one of us can remember, I guess, the ball skills of the English and how they taught us so many of these skills. And there was Crooks taking the defence, and then he went inside to Jura, and away goes Brett Clark to score the first try of the match and put the Magpies in front.
Was trying to keep up with Clark. He gave up pretty quickly.
The kick by Schubert is right on line. It's 8 points to 2 in favour of the Black and Whites.
8-2 in favour of the Magpies. Davidson did well to take it, and then he got the pass away to Roberts, through to Cruikshank, on to Coleman. Gould.
Moon. Good work. Mario Fenwick will score. Oh, he took off with a big swallow dive. He left the ground about 3 metres out, and he landed almost at the bottom of the Bradman stand. Well, Phil Gould has only been on there 5 seconds after being in the bin. He set it up, and then the centre three-quarter, David Moon, he got through some very frail Western Suburbs defence, and then mighty Mario takes off.
And Baker gets the extras, so the scoreline now back to equal. It's Western Suburbs and South, 8 points all. Clark. That's Schubert out wide. Petherbridge. Nearly to the 32.
Petherbridge made his presence felt last week in the game here on Monday night, and he's doing the same this evening, having a good game.
Crooks, that's not a bad kick. It's right into the back of the corner there, and Jason Moon has put it down. Referee's ruled knock on, and the touch judges come in from the showground side. It'll be a late tackle, probably on the kicker. The kicker was Crooks. Here he is with the ball now. He gets his kick in. And it was just going out of the screen. There was a bit of interference on John Bilberger. 10 metres in from the Pat Hill stand side.
Got it away nicely. He likes it. So do the touch judges. Flags up. Western Suburbs 10. South Sydney 8.
Six more tackles. Apparently it was struck for by that Western Suburbs player Schubert, who was lying on the ground. And now a penalty goes to South against West for stealing the ball. And they really couldn't have made it much easier for Baker. About 4.5 minutes of time remaining, and there's the penalty goal kick by Baker. And the scoreline 10-all. It's Ellis. Roberts is gone again. Is Roberts coming in to secure the tackle? It was that right arm that the referee was concerned about. Schubert's kick is very low. He's got it low. Took the paint off the top of the crossbar, and the shoe said to Lee Crooks, don't worry. There was never any worry.
Never in doubt.
12-10 in favour of the Magpies.
Players out on the field now for the start of the second half in this Winfield Cup match between Wests and Souths, and this match is a Western Suburbs home game, and they would like to thank their major sponsor for their support, and very generous support too from Masterton Homes. Souths running towards the Randwick end of the ground. This is Neil coming back with it, and just repeating the score, the Magpies leading by 2 points. Gould.
Straight through to the 22 line.
Tackle by Schubert.
Coleman. Baker. Baker, they'll score here. Brett Ross. Did he get it down? Touch judge believes he did. It's a try to South Sydney. Well, Schubert has said to the referee, have a look at the replay. He pointed to the big screen. The try has been given.
As Coleman gave the ball ever so simply to Baker, he got out of a tackle. I believe it was Duval, and then Brett Ross got it down. Whether or not, of course, he was in contact with that touch-in goal line, well, heavens above, you've almost got to be sitting on top of it to tell. This kick doesn't look too bad. He's got it. Oh, that's a beautiful kick from the sideline for Baker. 16-12, the Rabbitohs. This is Cruikshank. Gould, quick passing. Coleman, Baker. Oh, beautiful passing. Can they put it down? David Moon has passed the ball when the referee apparently had called held. That's the indication Harrigan is giving, and it's a penalty to Wests. But it was a classical piece of rugby league passing and catching. Drummond to play it. Ellis. They're only about 18 metres out from the line, the Maggies. That's 6 more. They struck in the play the ball. Back to Fox. Over to Crooks. Fella's gone into acting half.
I'd like to see Brett Clark take the defence on more often. He's a player with a tremendous step, as he showed us in the first half of this match when he came up with a try, but sometimes he passes in situations when he could just take them on his own.
This is Ellis. He's on the 10-metre line, and I think they've still got 3 tackles. Fella, Fox, Crooks, 8 metres out from the line.
That was a top tackle by Fenwick. He stopped the ball dead.
Schubert across to Fella, holds it back, gets it over to Petherbridge. The big fellow will score, yes. He's in the old Paddington Hill corner. Petherbridge. I think you'll find he was taken on by the smallest South Sydney player on the field, Craig Coleman. And this close to the line, that's not a bad way to go about it. Fella did a very big job here. Petherbridge threw the dummy, got inside Gould, came to Coleman, but sheer momentum was always going to take Petherbridge over to score.
This is a great reward for Petherbridge. He's a player who hasn't stopped trying. Here we can see he took a pass. He never had a lot of room to work in. He had to beat a couple of tackles, and sheer strength allowed him to do that.
So the Magpies well and truly keeping this game alive as you watch the Tooheys replay of another try in Tooheys Monday Night Football. Schubert's kick, low, not much fashion about it, and this time it's flagged down. 18-16, the Rabbitohs. Neal through to Cogger, cut out pass to Big Ellis. Gee, it's a wonderful competition when you can see class players, fellows like Crooks and this man Clark, in these lowly place teams. Fellows who could be probably occupying the headlines if they were playing for a more fashionable team. Petherbridge takes it on the full, but he's offside. It's a penalty going to South. Not very happy with Mr. Petherbridge, but they're the rules. Schubert's asking a question of the referee. And there's the kick. There's no question that he's behind the kicker. Let's have a look now. And well, that's as sweet as a nut. There's absolutely nothing wrong with what we've just seen. And
it was going to be a try.
It was going to be a try for sure. And one can only say that Harrigan has made a mistake. I've got to say in his defence, though, it is one of the few mistakes I've seen him make in the 2 matches that we've had him the last fortnight. Graham, you were sitting right alongside the kick and the runner.
Well, I think full credit to Rod Petherbridge. There was a little bit of hesitancy about the Western Suburbs kick, and Petherbridge at first sort of faltered and made sure that he hung back right behind the kicker. Everybody was certainly surprised along the bench here.
Davidson to the 22 line. Gould, Coleman, DeJura. 18-16 in favour of South. Gould, a double run round, and he holds it back, goes himself. 15 metres out, 5 tackles gone. What the heck's going on there? West have come up with the ball. Well, that was almost to play the ball in slow motion then.
I think Phil Gould might have been hoping that if he played the ball slowly, the Western Suburbs backs would creep up inside the 5 and he'd get a 5-metre penalty. But it backfired because all he did was allow the ball to be raked from him.
Duval. Fox. Clark. Bilberger. I'm starting to get to the stage with Brett Clark, and I've got to be honest, every time he touches the ball...
Say run.
Yeah, I'm sort of saying, run, little fella, run, you know. Cruikshank. Tackled by Sheehan. Coleman. Moon, David. Well tackled by Neil, the lock. Certainly doesn't look like a lock, does he, Craig Neil?
No, he's not the biggest lock ever to strap on a pair of boots.
Davidson again. I said it earlier in the night that I believe he's a good forward, Davidson. Coleman. Back now for Fenwick and across now for Roberts. It was this lad who was getting all the raps in the early part of the year, Ian Roberts. And I can assure you a lot of the staunch South supporters, the raps they were putting on were mainly on Davidson. Little kick by Baker, cleaned up by Schubert. Back it goes for Petherbridge. Crooks.
Well, that's not going to get you anywhere. West have got to make a decision here to get this ball out of the danger zone. They've either got to kick it early, or they've got to get their small men to run from dummy half, or they've got to get their big forwards to hit it up with some decoys and hit it up hard. At the moment, none of those things are happening.
That's their second tackle. The referee restarted the count. Fox, Neil, Schubert, Neil. Little kick over the top of the 3/4. Coleman back with Cruikshank. He gets a good bounce away from one. Casts a shoe. No, he doesn't. Neil did. David Moon getting rid of Brett Clark. Fowler and Bilberger make the tackle. Tony Rampling. Under 15 minutes to go, and South leading by 2 points. Quick passing by Coleman to DeJura. Held by Schubert, ball loose, and 6 more tackles. Phil Gould. DeJura trying to go through in pursuit of it. Looked like he was held back there for a split second. The West player down injured as Drummond almost comes through the other side of the tunnel. Rampling hanging on. Fowler out the back for Fox. Good time in the match for a player like Drummond. He's obviously got a lot of pace. There's a penalty against Schubert for Shepherd. Lee Crooks is the man down injured. DeJura. Coleman. Baker. Cuts out one, and it goes to Cruikshank. Oh, that was a very strong tackle out there by Duval. 5 gone as Baker goes for the drop goal from 40 metres out. It looks good. It's a good kick by Baker. Oh, that's a tremendous drop goal. Look at the applause from the champion, Jeffrey Fenwick. That's the biggest drop goal I've seen this year. From Neil Baker from 40 metres out on an angle. 19 points to 16. He was 18 metres in from touch, 40 metres out. And I don't know that I've seen a bigger drop goal than that one. Ball played quickly back to Coleman. Coleman to the 22. Baker runs onto it. So does Rampling. The ball went forward off the hands of Rampling. It went unnoticed. And Ross it is who plays the ball for Souths. About 15 metres out from the west line. Davidson goes ahead again. A little short ball away for Roberts. They're 10 metres out. Tackle number 5. They might set Baker up again. It's gone to Gould and on to Dejura. He cuts out Rampling. It's gone from Moon out to Cruikshank. And Cruikshank dives in to score in the Clive Churchill corner. 19-16 becomes 23-16 in favour of South Sydney. Beautiful piece of passing. Coleman, Gould, Dejura. On the Tui's replay, Bronco threw the big ball. David Moon caught and passed in one action. Cruikshank went in and away. A deep breath. Just checks the compass, and there it goes. It's low and just wide. No change to that Tui's Monday Night Football scoreline. 23-16 to the red and greens. Penalty to West, taken quickly by Fowler. Picked up on the half volley by Fox. They're 3 metres out from the South line.
If they want to win the game, they should have kicked the goal.
Fowler's 9 metres out, right in front of the uprights. Ellis. Clark backs him up. The little fellow, is he over? No, it's a penalty. It must have been a double movement. This was the head-on camera picking it up. Clark. Well, I'm blowed if I know how that's a double movement, unless he's called held, but the ball and the arm carrying the ball most definitely hadn't touched the ground. Gould. That's Andrews. And there's the siren. Well, Souths have got the 2 points, and they played some great football in winning the match by 23-16, and it was good to see them playing entertaining football in portions of the match. But still, the Magpies are going to go home, I would think, very, very disappointed at a couple of crucial rulings. 23 for South, Fenwick, Ross, Cruikshank try scorers. Baker 5 goals and a drop goal. And for the Magpies, Clark 1 and Petherbridge 1 and Schubert kicked 4 goals.